On a chilly autumn morning in the small town of Maple Creek, Colorado, 12-year-old Ethan grabbed his backpack and headed toward the school bus stop. The sun was just beginning to rise, painting the mountains in shades of orange and gold. As Ethan walked along the quiet road, he noticed something unusual. A young white-tailed deer stood near the edge of the forest. Instead of running away like most deer, it simply watched him. Its large brown eyes seemed almost curious. White-tailed deer are known for their excellent senses, SRAS, and are common throughout North America. National Park Service, +1. "Hey there, buddy," Ethan said with a smile. The deer flicked its white tail and disappeared into the trees. Over the next few weeks, Ethan kept seeing the same deer. Sometimes it appeared near the school bus stop. Other times it stood quietly beside the hiking trail behind his house. The townspeople started noticing it too. "That little deer is becoming a local celebrity," laughed Mr. Johnson, who owned the town's grocery store. Nobody knew where the deer had come from, but everyone loved seeing it. Then one stormy November night, everything changed. Heavy rain pounded Maple Creek. Strong winds shook the trees, and lightning flashed across the dark sky. Around midnight, a section of the mountain above town became unstable. A massive landslide was beginning. At the same time, Sarah Miller, a nurse at the local hospital, was driving home after a late shift. As she rounded a curve on the mountain road, a deer suddenly jumped into the middle of her lane. She slammed on the brakes. "Come on, move," she shouted, but the deer refused to leave. Instead, it kept staring toward the hillside. Sarah looked up just in time to see rocks and mud crashing across the road ahead. The landslide completely blocked the highway. Her heart raced. "If that deer hadn't stopped me," she whispered. She immediately called emergency services. Within minutes, police officers closed the road and began warning residents. The landslide continued through the night, but because of the early warning, nobody was injured. The next morning, the story spread throughout Maple Creek. Everyone wanted to know about the mysterious deer that had prevented a disaster. Reporters arrived. Television crews set up cameras. The little deer became famous almost overnight. For several days, people searched the forest hoping to see it. Then, just as mysteriously as it had appeared, the deer vanished. Weeks passed. Winter arrived. Snow covered the mountains, and life returned to normal. One afternoon, Ethan was hiking near the forest when he spotted fresh deer tracks. Following them carefully, he reached a small clearing. There stood the deer. It looked healthy and strong. For a moment, the animal and the boy simply stared at each other. Then the deer lifted its head, flicked its white tail, and disappeared into the snowy woods. Ethan smiled. Some mysteries, he realized, don't need to be solved. Back in Maple Creek, the townspeople never forgot the little deer. They even placed a wooden statue in the town square with a simple message: "To the deer who reminded us that heroes can come from the wild." And every autumn, when the leaves turned gold and the mountains glowed beneath the setting sun, people would tell the story of the deer who saved their town. Whether it was luck, instinct, or something more magical, nobody could say. But everyone agreed on one thing: sometimes the smallest acts can make the biggest difference.